So this is a huge opportunity today. I'm so excited to talk with you and thank you very
Oh,
much.
thanks.
So, what is your very first volleyball memory? Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into the sport?
Yeah, actually, my junior year, my math teacher, uh, Mr. White, he'd been bugging me to play volleyball for a couple years now at that point because he was my freshman math teacher as well. And he kind of finally wore me down, and I was like, all right, I'll try out for my senior year. Um, and man, I gotta say, the second I just stepped in the gym, like everything became natural, was just natural for me. So really, my first memory is just asking "Oh, you do it like this?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's exactly how you do it." And I was like, "Oh, this is pretty easy."
I saw in an interview you had said you essentially did a lot of self-teaching. Uh,
Yeah.
why was that?
Well, I mean, he was my first coach, and I didn't have my next coach till I was 33. So I kind of just observed what people were doing and tried to emulate what the top players were doing and really just kind of did what felt right. I wish I knew what I know now back then because I would have won a lot more tournaments.
Did you come from an athletic family?
Not crazy. My mom's pretty athletic. My cousin actually was kind of like the next sprinter for Switzerland to make the Olympics, but he tore his ACL and that kind of cut his career short. But other than that, like nothing too crazy.
You know, you had said that you wish you knew then what you know now. And going
Yeah.
through all the different Olympics, when you look from your very first game to the last, what is it that you saw in the progression of the sport and what you wish you would have known at that first competition?
Well, well, the progression of the sport, man, it's gotten so popular at the Olympics. Like it's one of the more popular sports in the summer games, which is great. My first one, if I felt like I was kind of just playing with house's money, like it. I was like, this is so cool, um, and the results showed like, okay, we won. But then going to the next games, there was pressure, and it was kind of, um, I almost play. It was like I played like worried, I guess, um, and I was always worried about my legs being fresh and stuff like that, and uh, what they say is like thoughts turn into things. So if you're worried about um, having tired or having fresh legs, like chances are, if you're worrying about that, then you're gonna have dead legs, you know. So to answer your question, I would have just been like, "Hey, your legs are gonna be fine. You played with tired legs before, a million times, so you know how to." And just go out there and compete and really have fun on a global stage. We don't, as beach volleyball players, we don't really get to play in front of the whole world often, um, and that's the biggest global stage we have.
Do you think a lot of that is the mental game of it too? You
Oh
know,
yeah.
as you're talking about, I've played on tired legs before. It sounds like maybe one of the progressions for you in those games has really been that mental part of it. As much as it is physical, a lot of it is mental too.
Oh, I would say mostly is mental because once you get to the world tour, like everyone is like crazy athletic, like you know, um, it's what separate it's what's in between athletes' ears is what separates the top from the middle of the pack, really.
I clearly don't have the experience at your level as a mom and watching the game, but even some of these younger kids coming up through the club, you can take teams that are equally athletic, equally talented, but you can always see it at the end. It's the mentally tough teams and usually even the fitter teams that end up ahead. Do you think
Yeah.
that we give those younger athletes who are growing up right now, do you think that they get enough guidance in the area of the mental part of the game, or is that an area that could grow and expand more?
Well, it really depends on how well versed the coach is in the mental aspect of the game, right? Someone that has been there, or they don't even have to have been there, just understands that, okay, after you make a mistake, you can't beat yourself up for the next 5 points because guess what's going to happen? You're going to make more mistakes, right? If you're still thinking about 5 points before, and things like that, like things like, uh, you know, being positive. That's a huge thing in the mental game. It's because if you come into a game thinking like, "Oh, we're gonna lose," well, this was gonna happen. You're most likely gonna lose, you know.
Volleyball has been such an amazing sport. The ability to travel and,
Mhm.
not even just in the US, but around the world. What has been your most memorable place where you have visited and been able to just enjoy as an athlete?
Oh, that's an easy answer for me. Every year they have now they're called elites, but when I used to play, they were called Grand Slams. Every year we played in a town called Gstaad, Switzerland. It's like this valley in the Alps, just like amazing. You get off the train, you feel like you're in a fairy tale. And on top of that, I was born in Switzerland and I still have a bunch of family there. So it was always like a second home for me. Uh, so I mean, that's a no-brainer for me.
You're a dad.
I am,
You
yeah.
have
Mhm.
children. Do your children play sports?
Oh yeah, my daughter's 11, my son's 12. My daughter plays some beach volleyball and basketball and flag football. My son all of a sudden now hates volleyball, which is fine. But he plays basketball and uh, flag football too.
What is it like for you being on the sidelines as a dad watching your children play sports?
It's a bit of a challenge for me because like if they would listen to me, I could really help them, navigate through a game or whatever. But that's a big if, if they listen to me. So for me now, I'm just like their cheerleader, right? Good job, guys. We just want you to try your hardest, and whatever happens, happens. And which has been a little bit of a challenge for me, that's for sure.
I noticed you had posted on your Instagram in 2024 about you have been so busy in the sport that you've missed a lot of time with your children and watching them
Yeah.
and their activities. How important is that to you now to be there and be present for their games?
Oh, I mean, I try not to miss any more games because I've missed them plenty. Unfortunately, I can't make it to make to all of them. But yeah, like it's almost depressing of how much time I missed, you know. But at the end of the day, like I made a decent living, doing it, and we're in a nice spot financially because of it. So we have to make your sacrifices, right?
One of the things I've noticed as being myself, a volleyball mom, is the benefits of playing a variety of sports. So my daughter ended up playing in college, and thank goodness for
Cool.
volleyball. It's just been a fantastic sport for our family in general. Um, but one of the things she loved basketball. She loved playing just a variety of different sports. And I think that made her even more court aware or understanding the defense and understanding different aspects of the game. Do you support multi-sports? Do you support children having an all-around background in a variety of activities?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think kids should play as many sports as they can because, like you said, they become better athletes. They pick up skills in other sports that you wouldn't necessarily pick up in volleyball, right? If a kid starts playing volleyball, say at age 10, and that's all they play, or maybe even younger, some kids are starting younger, then by like 16, injuries are going to pop up, overuse, like hitting a ball is not exactly a natural movement for our body. So if you aren't strengthening it, on a consistent basis, like it's just you're gonna pick up injuries, unfortunately.
Yeah. So club sports in general have become really pretty expensive. Do you have
Yeah.
any advice for families that are trying to weigh their options of do we do the club thing, or advice for families who the kids just really want to play, but they may not be able to afford it? Do you have any advice in that area?
Well, I'm a little biased here because I'm beach volleyball, right?
Right.
And beach volleyball tends to be a little cheaper than indoor, and um, it's only two players on the court, so you're always playing. You can't get subbed out, right? Instead of being like the 10th player on the team, paying whatever it is a season, like crazy amount. You could just do beach volleyball classes and play tournaments. We live in Florida, so we're a little spoiled. We have a tournament almost every weekend out here. Probably same with California and Texas, whatever. Um, but yeah, I would suggest coming out to the beach because it is a little cheaper and you become a better player because you have to be an all-around player. Right? Where indoor, it's a little bit, well, it is a lot of it individualized, right? You're just setting or you're just playing defense or whatever it is.
Do you see any juniors coming up in the sport right now that remind you of your journey? Any of the athletes that are kind of exciting to watch right now?
You know, my journey is a little different because I started so late. I was 17 when I started playing. So nothing that reminds me of um, myself, I guess. But I just like the fact that beach volleyball is gaining popularity because there's so much opportunity now in college. I'm seeing players come out to the beach just because they want something different. They're a little bit over indoor, and I like that we can offer volleyball, but just in a different format, right?
What does it mean to you to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for USA Volleyball?
Oh, it's cool. I'm not one on individual awards um, like they're cool, but you know, I, I'm pretty stoked person. I don't get too excited or too down about anything. I guess that's can be a good thing and a bad thing. But it is an honor to say that, all right, one of the best volleyball countries in the world in the history of the sport, I'm in the Hall of Fame, this country now. So, well, soon to be. So it's definitely an honor.
When you look back at your career, what do you want to be known for? What do you hope people remember about you?
Oh, I think maybe the first thing that comes to mind is just he was humble. Like I've had a ton of success, but like I see it as at the end of the day, it's just like a sport that you hit a ball over the net. It's not really like a that big of a deal. Like I just was lucky enough to uh, play a sport and make a living. And I'm grateful for that.
Well, we are all so excited for you.
Oh,
And just,
thanks.
we just think this is wonderful. I have a question that I ask everyone that I interview you. And so I'm going to ask you my question. Are you happy?
Yes, but I will say it's it's taking a lot. It's taken a long time. A lot of work on myself, um, a lot of reading, and because there was a time. Let's see, it was probably like 15 years ago. I had a little bit of a bout of depression, and I went to a psychologist for a few years, and um, who helped me out. But ultimately, what helped me out the most was just working on myself with meditation. And we have the choice on how we want to feel, right? You just have to make the conscious choice. And like every day, this is what I'm working on. And that ball starts to roll. And then all of a sudden, you wake up in a good mood, which was never the case for me. Um, and sometimes, all right, I'm gonna wake up a little cranky, right? Or grumpy. What was like my kids like to say with poop in my pants. Um, but um, but those are way less than they were before. So that's a win in my book.
One of the themes I see in your social media is gratitude. Does that play into your happiness?
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. Like gratitude and love and all those like elevated emotions are very powerful in my experience. But like I said, um, I've worked on this for years. Well, I would say a good 15 years, read a ton of books, listened to things on YouTube just to kind of remind myself, oh yeah, this is what I'm trying to do here.
Well, on behalf of the 40 regions of USA Volleyball, we are grateful for you and all that
Well,
you have
thanks.
done for the game. Congratulations. And we're excited for you. I can't wait to watch you in May.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for the sport. It's been nothing but good to me.